Swanee, you were at Hampden today.
Yes.
The Scotland squad was announced. No major surprises. I mean, from a fan's point of view, I was delighted to see Kieron Bowie get the nod. Huge games coming up against Denmark and Belarus, like, absolutely massive. And I know I speak for the country when I say we need to get to a World Cup.
Yeah, it would be wonderful, wouldn't it? It'd be wonderful for everybody just to get there. I mean, fans having the taste of the Euros, but the World Cup's next level again. It would just be an incredible thing, and it's just been far too long. Steve Clarke said that himself. It's far too long since the country's been there. There was a missed opportunity the last time, obviously, with the playoff loss to Ukraine. But it's just such a strange qualification campaign. We're so used to these things dragging over a year and such. Like, I mean, 6 games, bang, bang, bang. You know, your entire World Cup your entire qualification campaign is basically crammed into the space of about 10 weeks. I mean, it's mad.
It used to be over 18 months, didn't it?
Sorry?
No, it used to be over 18 months, and now we're sitting here. The World Cup this time next year will have been over for a month, and we've not even started yet. Yeah,
and it tightened up a little bit, I think, when playoffs were introduced. I think I can remember one was possibly in a calendar year. Maybe it started at the end of one season and finished at the start of the other. I could be wrong with that. I'm sure somebody will point out. I can never remember it being this quick. I mean, obviously, there's a quirk of the fact that Scotland are in a 14 group. That's obviously the reason for it. But, I mean, I suppose the good thing is, for all the countries that are involved in it, it's the start of the season. I think if you'd had this, in the second, I know it's not going to be because the finals in the summer, but in the second half of the season, you start having tired players, injuries catching up with players. You sometimes get the full. At least it's at a time of the season when, most players should be up, running, fit and firing. But I mean, you're literally dropping it in right into the middle. We talk about the condensed calendar. You basically get the massive international fixtures where it almost just dripped into the middle of this congested Champions League, set up. I mean,
it's crazy.
It's just the football calendar's just gone crazy. I mean, we all know why. We all know it's for the money and the TV, and people want to watch a game every single night of the week. But I'm not sure that. Listen, if Scotland sailed through it with 6 wins, then fair, but the greatest idea ever. But we just can't afford. We can't afford to be sluggish. I think in the last qualification campaign we started reasonably slowly and then really picked it up, the last World Cup, and really picked it up towards the end to reach the playoff. You're not going to have time for that now.
Nah. I think we can look at the squad, the full squad that was announced today. I mean, is there anyone that surprised you at all?
Well, I think it was just brilliant to see Aaron Hickey back.
Aye.
He was such a talented footballer, made such an impact in the Scotland squad when he came in at first. And the boys just had some horrific luck with injuries. He basically not played for Scotland for the guts of 2 years. And it's just fabulous to have him back. And, Steve Clarke's had to juggle the pack there, obviously. Stephen O'Donnell would go there, and Tony Ralston doesn't let anyone down, and young Max Johnson's coming through, and he's tried, he's had a look at players. But, at the time when Hickey was breaking through, you were watching Hickey play in that position, think to yourself, or else Scotland's right back for the next 10 years at least.
Yeah. And
it's just been so unfortunate what's happened to him. So, he's been a long, long time out. I don't think he's going to come. I think it's just been a couple of sub-appearances late in the game for Brentford so far, but you've got to start somewhere. It'll just be great to have him integrated back into the squad, whether he's ready to go for the games, all the games. Well, we don't know that, but it's just great to have him back. So I thought that was a good thing. Ben Doak's obviously back in. Ben Gannon Doak, I should say.
Michael Gannon Doak.
Yeah, indeed. Back in, obviously. I don't think he's been involved with the Scotland squad since last November, I think, just because of injury issues.
Maybe.
I think I've got that right.
I think so.
Hope so. I'm doing it for the paper tomorrow. Kieron Bowie, obviously, you mentioned. And the good thing is, I think it's important for Scotland to have. I know Kieron Bowie was involved at the end of last season. I know Doak's been involved before, but there still feels like a freshness about these boys. And it's nice to have that. Just the odd sprinkling, you can't flood a load of young kids in at once, but you've got that experienced core there. Steve Clarke always talks about the core group, and you've got those guys now, your McTominays and your McGinns and your Robertsons and these boys that have got about a zillion caps between them, and you can integrate these lads into the system now a little bit easier. But, it'll just be interesting to see, Steve Clarke's brought Lyndon Dykes back. So, yeah, I'm sure there'll be fans in Denmark Absolutely screaming, why, if Lyndon Dykes starts before Kieron Bowie, why are we going back to the old? But
he's a very, very loyal manager, isn't he? Like
he's a very loyal manager, yeah.
He'll stick with the players he trusts.
Yeah, and to be fair to Steve Clarke, it's been something that's worked magnificently for him as a manager, because by God, the players stick by him.
Yeah.
They give him everything, and I think he's it's the oldest cliche in the book, but I think he is a players manager,
Yeah.
He bothered about showcasing himself or, coming out with clipboard statements and nonsense and new phrases. He's all about the players and speaking to them like men and treating them properly, and they give back for him in spades. So, listen, fingers crossed we can get to the World Cup finals. It would be absolutely magic.
Am I right? This has just popped into my head now, but is he actually confirmed, Steve Clarke, this will be his last qualifying campaign? Or is that just assumed?
Yeah, I think that seems to be the thing. He's kind of mentioned that. I'm not entirely sure exactly, but I mean, he's just kind of said he's here until the end of the campaign, and then
Aye.
I think that's just a natural. I think that's just a natural assumption there. That by that stage it'll be
9 years, something like that, close to it.
Well, obviously the hope is that he gets to the finals, and
a
brilliant way to send off by being at a World Cup finals.
Aye.
Listen, there's a few Scotland fans who probably wished he wasn't there now, but I think he's done a good job of